Chapter 1: The Seed of Wisdom. The world of tech is a forest of ideas, and Marc Andreessen's voice is a compass that cuts through the noise. Early in his career, he was the co-founder of a company that built network software, and later he helped open a world-changing venture fund. His understanding of wisdom and leadership is not abstract theory, but lived experience. He once said, "Wisdom is having a sense of perspective about the future, knowing that today's problems are only stepping stones for tomorrow's opportunities." He practiced this by choosing to stay curious, ask questions like, "What is the problem I can solve?" and then building systems that make learning easy. One vivid story comes from his time at a startup that faced a crash after a day of traffic. While others blamed the infrastructure, Marc asked, "What does this crash teach us about resilience?" and used the failure to design redundancy. The lesson was clear. Wisdom emerges from confronting errors and learning from them. Leadership, for him, is not a title but a habit of listening and adapting. Motivational insight. If you want to grow, treat every setback as a tutor. Keep a journal of questions and answers. Do you currently treat challenges as lessons or obstacles? Apply this wisdom in practice. Set a weekly reflection period. Choose a recent tough decision and write down what you learned, how you felt, and what you would do differently next time. Share a brief summary with a friend. The act of verbalizing reinforces the insight. In closing, Marc's core principle for wisdom is continuous questioning, and his approach to leadership is grounded in humility and action. Both are tools you can start using tomorrow. Like, share, and follow for more wisdom and leadership lessons. Reflection question: when was the last time you turned a failure into a learning moment? Chapter 2: Guiding Raise the Core Principles. Marc highlights 3 to 5 core principles that form his approach to wisdom and leadership. The first is the principle of simplicity. He believes that the best solutions strip away unnecessary complexity. In a discussion about innovation, he once noted, "The most elegant answer often looks like nothing at all." This simplicity fuels clarity, which is a cornerstone of wise decision-making. The second principle is foresight. Marc stresses staying one step ahead by asking, "What will people need in 5 years?" He used this insight to see the potential of the internet as a platform, not just a product. Foresight requires reading trends and anticipating shifts before they become obvious. The third principle is building systems, not individuals. In an interview, he explained that companies thrive when processes enable people to scale. He built a venture firm that focused on creating ecosystems where founders could grow fast, rather than hiring a massive team for each project. Motivational insight. By embracing simplicity, you reduce decision fatigue. By practicing foresight, you stay relevant. By constructing systems, you create sustainable value. Practical steps for you. First, simplify your daily tasks by grouping related actions and eliminating redundant steps. Second, schedule a quarterly horizon scan session. Pick an industry, research emerging trends, and jot down 3 predictions. Third, if you manage a small group, draft a clear process that repeats the same steps you would enjoy doing again and again. Document it so others follow it without always asking for help. Conclusion: Marc's wisdom turns to action through simplicity, foresight, and systems thinking. These are your blueprints for wise leadership. Like, share, and follow for a deeper dive. Reflection question: how can you simplify one process in your life today to make space for wiser choices? Chapter 3: The Personal Voyage. While the principles sound universal, Marc's story shows how he lived them. In the early 90s, before the internet explosion, he was the co-founder of a networking software company. The market was chaotic, yet he saw a future of ubiquitous web browsing. Instead of chasing short-term profits, he invested in a technology that would turn the world into a digital village. That vision materialized when his company was sold, and the proceeds funded a venture fund that has since launched hundreds of tech giants. He applied foresight not only to technology, but also to human capital. When investing in a fledgling startup, he asked the founders about their values, their vision for the future, and their ability to learn. His investment was not just money, it was mentorship, systems, and a belief in their growth. His leadership style is described as a blend of rigor and empathy. He demands high standards, but also creates a culture of trust. He once recounted, You lead by giving space for people to fail and learn while keeping a compass that points toward your shared objective. Motivational insight. The essence of leadership is responsibility. When you give others room to stumble, you build collective resilience. You, too, can practice being a mentor, find a junior colleague, share resources, and encourage them to experiment. Concrete example, choose a peer or mentee. Schedule a coffee chat once a month. Ask about their current projects, identify a challenge, and brainstorm possible solutions together. Write down one action step they can commit to and hold them accountable next time. Closing point. Marc's path shows that true wisdom is not a solitary pursuit, but a collaborative journey fueled by foresight, simplicity, and a willingness to lead with humility. Like, share, and follow for more stories. Reflection question. Who in your network would benefit from a simple, focused conversation about their next big idea? Chapter 4. Daily Rituals for Modern Leaders. The digital age brings speed and noise, yet Marc's wisdom remains timeless. To translate his teachings into everyday practice, you can adopt 3 rituals that align with his principles. First, the morning review. Start your day with a 5-minute journal. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today that brings me closer to my long-term vision? Jot the answer. This practice embodies foresight and gives you a clear purpose. Second, the problem-first approach. Before you tackle a task, write down the underlying question it seeks to answer. If the problem is unclear, the solution is likely flawed. This habit ensures simplicity and avoids unnecessary complexity. Third, the one-on-one system. Commit to a 15-minute pulse check with a team member or peer each week. Talk about progress, obstacles, and learnings. This keeps the system running and builds a culture of shared ownership. Motivational insight. Small, intentional habits create large, lasting changes. The consistency of these rituals cultivates a leader's wisdom over time. Specific example to try. Tomorrow, when you look at the project list, pick the item that is most uncertain. Instead of pulling it apart, ask, what is the core question we want to answer? And frame a testable hypothesis. Record the question and the test. Share this with your team and ask for feedback. Conclusion. Integrating Marc's core ideas into daily routines transforms abstract wisdom into tangible leadership practice. Consistency beats brilliance when it comes to lasting growth. Like, share, and follow for more actionable insights. Reflection question. What one daily habit will you change today to make your leadership clearer and wiser? Chapter 5. The Horizon Ahead. In the final chapter, we synthesize Marc's lessons and plan how to move forward. Wisdom is a journey, not a destination. By committing to continuous questioning, simplifying decisions, anticipating future needs, and building sustainable systems, you set the stage for lasting influence. To translate insight into action, write a personal charter. Include the 3 principles we highlighted: simplicity, foresight, and systems. Under each, list 2 behaviors you will adopt. Commit to reviewing this charter quarterly and adjusting as needed. Next step, cultivate a mentorship circle. Surround yourself with curious minds who ask different questions. Challenge each other. This network echoes Marc's philosophy that leadership is amplified when knowledge is shared. Key takeaways. 1. Wisdom grows by asking hard questions and reflecting on answers. 2. Leadership thrives when you simplify, anticipate, and systematize. 3. Success is achieved when you empower others to fail, learn, and succeed. As you go forward, remember Marc's own words. A leader's real achievement is measured not by their own growth, but by how many others ascend alongside them. Let that be your compass. Like, share, and subscribe for more journeys into wisdom and leadership. Reflection question. What one person can you mentor today that will help them reach their full potential?